Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P-Fog thinking right out here in the lab. And I'm back in the book. We're gonna get some more ISIS mysteries of ISIS. We're gonna get this is how you learn. There are 3 steps to wisdom, yoga of wisdom to self-mastery. And it's still being practiced to this day. Let's talk about that. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practiced daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, whatever you know how to answer for yourself. Tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and to Maya be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about the 3 steps. P. Funk's philosophy on the 3 steps of the yoga of wisdom to reach self-mastery. And if I have time, we're going to go to unveil the forms, the different forms of the goddess Aset. She got a few different forms we might want to know about. Let's go. All right. The main thing when you want to be a student, what I can speak from, is listening. He gave us 2 ears for a reason. Not for it to go in one and out the other. No, so we can hear twice as much as we say. We only got one mouth. But the concept is listening to what? The teachings. The teacher, yeah, but the teaching, what's coming out of his mouth. Remember, man, Alan Watts, he was a great teacher, but you practice what he taught you. You don't be like him. Why? He didn't practice what he taught. So simple. You can be like me. Why? I practice what I teach. So there's a little difference. But listening is the first key to learning. Listen to the teachings. And after you listen, you start to what? Constant study and reflecting on the teachings. Take it to heart, study it, learn it, manifest it for yourself, put it to use, implement it in your life. And the third thing is meditating on the meanings of the teachings that you're learning. Your subconscious don't know the difference between dream or reality. So whatever you flood your subconscious with is what it's going to react to. Whatever you think, however you feel about yourself, that goes directly to your subconscious. So learn how to think right. Keep your subconscious positive. Call it what? Positive thinking. Same thing, right thinking. All right. But the deal is that you have to control what goes on here. Tell you, we got the best machinery known to man for the brain, but it don't come with instructions. Just instructors. I'm one. Listen, pay attention. You might learn something. The teachers on duty, so you better hear me good. It is important, very important to note here that the same teachings which was practiced, pay attention, in ancient Egypt over 10,000 years ago, of 1, listening to the teachings, 2, reflecting on the teachings, and 3, meditating upon the teachings as the same process that they use today in the Vedanta and the Jnana Yoga in India and to this day. So that philosophy, what works, going to be around. Old sayings don't get old if they wasn't true. Good don't last long. Bad don't stay around long. Simple as that. Bad run out. Okay? Again, when you study it, you learn it, there's a formula that you have to follow. It's foolproof. It's been proven over the years. So I do it, okay, well, You want to do your way, that's fine. But there is a way. There's only two ways to do anything. The right way and the wrong way. I give you the right way. If you choose to use your way, have at it. No problem. But I know the right way. That's all I can tell you. All right. So those three things. If you're not activating this thing with listening, reflecting, and understanding, comprehending, and then taking to meditation, you're not using this the way it's intended. Its purpose is to be used that way, and it will yield you some good stuff. The teachings of physical purity. Okay, when guys go to the monastery to become monks, they sign a deal, they take a vow of celibacy. That means no sex. No sex means no masturbation, no pleasure of the flesh, no semen rejection, no semen ejaculating. And they tell you, listen, I'll tell you that for a reason. They don't tell you that's sex education. When you stay celibate for 28 days, the next month, for a month, you don't squander it, have sex, masturbate, or ejaculate. That same sperm that you ejaculate stays inside you. We call it spiritual energy. You know what spiritual energy is? Years added to your life. It can create life if you excrete it. What happens you think if we keep it in? They knew that. So that's why they practice celibacy. That's why nuns practice no sex. Okay? Why? They added years to their life, saving their sexual energy. That energy gives life. It gives life when it go out. It can give life if it stay in. They didn't teach you that part. I'm just trying to let you know, semen retention is a real thing. All right? And that's the reason, the purpose. And watch this. For physical purity, celibacy is the way to go. And they was big on vegetarianism. They were vegetarians. Watch this. Listen. And you'll find out. Watch this. Had vegetarians practice the practice of celibacy and vegetarianism have a long-standing history proven in what we call Shita Aset. In the philosophy of Aset, they teach you about dietary. I bypass that. I ain't big on nutrition things, so I ain't going front about I do none of that, so I ain't even read that to you. But they big on dietary teachings of the temple from Aset. And even in the Per Imharu, the book of coming forth by day, our ancient Egyptians' book of coming forth by day, there's a verse from the Per Imharu, and this is what it says. Chapter 30b of the book of coming forth by day states, the utterance, meaning Heka, words of power, when Ptah said, uttered himself into existence, so words have power, and shall be recited by the person who's purified and washed, one who has not eaten animal flesh or fish. They were vegetarians. They don't eat meat or fish, okay? Berries, vegetables, that was it. Didn't have a problem with that. Moving on. So now chapter 137a of the book of coming forth by day, it states this. And behold, these things shall be performed by what? One who is clean, one who is pure. What you mean? Mm-hmm. And one who is ceremonially pure, meaning you holding your semen, meaning you celibate, meaning you doing the right thing. You ain't having fornication, you're not seeking your semen one with another, masturbating. A man who have eaten neither meat nor fish, vegetarian, okay, and who have not had intercourse with women. That's the whole point about being celibate, not having sex. But you don't take it to semen retention. That's the next level where you don't even masturbate. You don't even please yourself. So self-pleasure is one of the strongest desires that known to man. Everybody wants, so what? You can't get nobody, have yourself. You can't find nobody, love the one you with. My man George Wilder says the best. He said, no, I think I'm bisexual. He said, well, what makes you do this? Every time I have sex, I'm by myself. Like that. All right, but it says, watch this, who haven't had intercourse with women, but this also applies to what? The female initiates who have not had intercourse with men as well, or each other. Gotta get that in there. Well, because y'all think, well, no, that's still wrong. Stop. Pleasure of the flesh is mental, physical, but if you can mentally suppress it, control it, then you will be better for it. That's what we've been trying to tell you the whole time. That's the lower nature. Sex, that desire to, zoom, zoom, and the boom, boom. No, that's not the end all be all. But for some people it is. Y'all want pills to keep you what? Erect so you can have what? Sex longer. The heart, the heart, the heart. Remember that thing? It's called the heart. Moving on, I ain't going there. All right. So in the mysteries of the Asar and Aset story, the myth, Set represents your lower self. Again, that's what we try to put in context. We won't be so penis and vagina, so we give it individual people, so people you can make and put it in the same situation. Set is your little fella. Okay, how about that? Set is the penis. It's going to care about one thing. Moving on. And if you live for that, that's what you don't care about. I keep using them as an example. Again, Set represents your lower human nature, which is the sexual desires, and we all have it. And that's one of the strongest desires that we have. So Haru, which is your higher self, the mind controls that. Why? That's what you need to be under control. Don't just run wild. But they prefer to run wild. So Haru, which is your higher self. Set, that lower self, kills Asar, the spirit. He will kill you. Pay attention. This is a story for learning educational purposes. So Set Asar, he kills Asar, and he takes over. He's in control now. Your lower nature is sitting on the throne in your body. He's calling the shots. That's never good. We got a clown in the White House in that predicament right now, and it's not good. So it's a fact, which rightfully should belong to what? Haru, which is his son. We are the son of God, which is Asar, our father. So spiritually, we are the sons and daughters of Asar. And while we're here on earth, we represent him and live right and do right. Why? Because when his life is over, we go back and join him in spirit for eternity. That's what he is. He is in eternity waiting for his kids to come home. That's what fathers do, parents do. Okay? So heaven is the old folks' home for good people. Hell is the old folks' home for the bad people. However you want to, you can use any analogy you want. That's what I'm saying. When you got knowledge and understanding, you can situate it any way you want, serve it however you like to get your point across. I just use different analogies back and forth. Okay, but we are all considered Asar's son, which is Haru. That's the spirit that's in me and you. Okay, philosophically. So, but in various renderings of what? Your characteristics of Set, he had things that not good as a person. If you follow those things, you're not a good person. Jesus. It is stated, again, that Set is promiscuous. Yeah, and he didn't care if you're male or female. Get the concept? So it's always been around, okay? But interestingly enough, both Haru and Set are what? Vegetarians. When the story goes, when Haru put his semen on Set's lettuce, when Set ate it, he ingested Haru's semen. So Set, because he had tried to have sex with him, thought he shot his semen into Haru, but he didn't. So when they asked for the semen to call, when Set called his semen, it came out from the Nile River. When Haru called his semen, it came out of Set. Moving on, but they don't know how it got there. Long story. Again, these are stories you can learn, and it's good stories. But the story is to teach a point, make a point. Their favorite food was lettuce, so therefore they threw that in to let you know that that's how he got Set to eat his semen. Okay, he smeared on the lettuce, hit it. All right, but we are under the impression that the vegetarians increases your potential for what? Spiritual advancement. Retaining your sexual desires, controlling a little fella will give you more what? Spiritual advancement, more spiritual energy, more knowledge, more life more years on your life. And that's for what we call our vital sexual force. We have it. It's the strongest force we have. Luke, feel the force. Okay? We all resurrect every day. But with this understanding, now it is clear that control over your lower self, your sexual urges, Set to conserve your potential sexual energy, aka your sperm, your semen. And by doing that, that's called purification of your diet, and it's a necessary practice for what we call walking the spiritual path, which will enable you to aspire to achieve increased spiritual sensitivity and years on your life, because you're charging yourself up with energy that you would give to somebody else to make life. So it keeps inside you. It adds years to your life. when practiced correctly over a period of time, the conserved energy that you have built up can be now transformed, into what? Spiritual energy. Spiritual energy is life. Spiritual energy is life. Years. You got years to your life with spiritual energy. You said Bruce Lee didn't die. He ran out of spiritual energy. He used it all up. Wow, he was grinding. He was grinding. And according to my man Sadi Guru said, he just ran out of energy, spiritual energy. So okay, but it's telling you, spiritual energy is what drives you. Okay, it adds years to your life, and if you use it up, you take years off your life too. Masturbating, they tell you, oh, remember this one? You go blind. You do that, you go blind. I ain't heard nobody yet go blind. You got guys on death row. You got guys been in prison 30, 40 years. Ain't nobody blind yet. So that fairy tale, that old saying ain't around no more. You know why? Everybody find out that's a lie. See, an old saying don't get old if it ain't true. That's what I'm trying to show you. And that one didn't last long. It would just scare little kids up. Stop playing with that little thing. You know, we find out what it is. Oh, man. Stop choking chicken. They got all kind of names and phrases for snapping the monkey. That's just that crack me up. But they told you that'll make you go blind. They tell me reading make me go blind. Hell, I should be blind by the time I get 70. Why? All I do is read every day. My eyes is going. I got to read. So my worst nightmare is be blind. Take it with me. I get braille. I'm getting whatever the braille give me. So yeah, like my mother-in-law, she ain't missed a beat. So missing one aspect of your senses don't stop nothing. All right, handicap. But when you're directing your energy, spiritual energy, toward various energy centers in your body, Kundalini serpent, that's what he's doing. Until what it finally reaches what? The center of what? Intuitive vision. The eye of Haru, Wuja, Wajat, whatever you want to call it. But this is the eye of consciousness. That means I know me. I know God. Do you? Moving on. Now let's talk about the 3 steps of yoga wisdom from a philosophical concept. According to the teachings of Shita Netta, aka right thinking, and is even practiced by the Jnana Yoga of wisdom in India. This process in which the yoga of wisdom, aka right thinking philosophy, that's what we practice, that's what I mastered, and practice consists of the 3 steps. And these same 3 steps is how you acquire information and harbor knowledge for yourself and know yourself. The first one, again, it starts with listening to what? The wisdom teachings. I had teachers who I listened and studied under. I was all ears. When I'm around them, I'm all ears. And anything I don't understand, I'm asking questions. As long as I'm following along and comprehending, and when I'm asking questions. I want to know that. Okay, let's go get clarity. I love to get clarification when I'm getting education and information. So, having achieved, first of all, the necessary qualifications to be a right thinking aspirant, but I don't have no school classes to put you through all that nonsense. All you gotta do is tune in and you got carte blanche. All right. But there has to be, first of all, a desire to want to learn, to listen to the teachings from a spiritual preceptor, aka sage, saint, guru, mystic, somebody who knows. So that's again, I'm a spiritual philosopher. I talk spirituality. I talk God. Why? I know that what I do from experience again. So there is an increasing intellectual understanding when you're being taught from the scriptures. The Bible that your preacher teach from every week. Y'all can read on yourself, but it won't get the same effect, do it. It ain't the same. There you go. That's what I do. I just ain't a preacher. I'm a teacher. And when you get the scripture and you get the meaning, the true understanding from the verses, and you be able to recognize your spiritual discernment can recognize real truth from untruth, real from unreal, temporary from eternal. The human body is temporary. The spirit in the body is eternal. You need to know that. Come on now. So again, next one. Number 2. And this practice, this philosophy is still being practiced to this day. Why? It works. Reflection. That means introspection for oneself. Look at yourself, not in the mirror, but in your own mind. Reflect on those teachings that you're learning, and you live in them according to the what? Spiritual disciplines that you learn, and you join them by what? The teachings until you gain the wisdom of the experience fully understood by practicing it, implementing it, and mastering it. Reflecting implies self-discovering of one's beyond the multiplicity of the world by engaging in your own intense inquiry of what oneself into the nature of one's true self, God. I'm on a mission to find God. I found him. Now I'm trying to take everybody who I can to find God for themselves. Send them on the same mission, spiritual journey that you can have, and everybody's entitled. So I don't pick and choose. I just put it out there for you. Let's go. Next one is wrapping it up. Meditation. My favorite thing to do. I love meditating. I love meditating much. I used to like to get high and zoom. At this point, yeah, I can say that now. Back then, man, give me the zoom, give me the drugs. All right. They say as you get older, you put the toys, the kids stuff down. I am a man now. It ain't all about just having my little fella and doing what I'm doing now. It's about helping others and being better with yourself. Why? I'm getting old. That's why I'm enjoying getting old. I ain't got no problem getting old. I ain't trying to be young. Being young, been there, done that. So I'm trying to help young people be better at young people. They're going to get old too. I ain't going to need to tell them about that. Why? They had their own experience. I'm just trying to how to help them when they're young. Getting the truth to them while they're young. Once you get the ball, if you give the young people the truth, they will run like hell. Moving on, and that's the goal for me. The process, meditation, I love it daily. Why? This is a personal process of you self-reflecting, and it leads you to a higher state of mind and consciousness in which now your mind is continuously introspective. I call it being God conscious. I think before I act. I think before I speak. I think right so I can do right, say right, and be right. Those are things I take personal, and I acquire that from daily meditation and keeping in contact with my higher self to keep me God conscious. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. Ain't nothing idle about my mind. The devil got no work in me. Unless I choose to, and I don't, so I'm good. It means your consciousness is expanding. Expansion of one's consciousness is accumulation of you having a revelation of and gaining self-identification with you in the absolute. You become one with the first and chief being, aka God. That's our goal as human beings, to be God in the spirit, in the flesh. So when the flesh dies, we go home. That's where we belong. If we're ignorant of ourselves, we can't go home. We don't know ourselves. Where you going back to? Okay, where's your house? Okay, what's your address? Oh, I'm matching the yacht. Where you live? Oh, I don't know. There you go. Ding, ding, ding. That's why you stay here. You fail. Right thinkers, hope you enjoy the lesson. I'm having fun. Hope you are too. I'm getting the message out there. Hope you learn it and putting it to use. That's the purpose of it. All right. And again, as closing, may all you right thinkers live to be 100, maybe 100 miles a day. So I know one of my right thinkers who now understand the wisdom, the 3 steps of yoga wisdom for self-mastery, and passed away. Walk them steps and you'll be better for it. Trust me.